Hi everyone and welcome to Ichabod's Day. I'm doing this short video for the Advent calendar, which will be out on the 1st of December. Did a quick Facebook poll as to what might fill the empty window that I had, and the majority have gone for the story behind the 12 days of Christmas. So that's what this video will be about, and I hope you enjoy it. So just wanted to start off by saying that the photographs I've used are from my book, The 12 Knits of Christmas. I didn't want to use too many from the internet for copyright reasons, so it's a book that I've had for ages and have always intended to perhaps knit some of the characters, never got round to it yet. Maybe that's another one of how hard can it be, and maybe that might come next year, who knows. There are many rabbit holes to fall down when you go onto the internet to find the story behind the 12 days of Christmas, and really the bottom line is nobody knows. There is a suggestion in many sites that it is for the learning of the Christian faith, and that it's as a way of helping people to learn all about the Christianity. Some suggest that it was written in times when it had to be done in secret, but again, the truth of which is very hard to get to. So I'm going to present what I found, what I think for me was quite interesting. Whether you have faith, belief or not, I think it's just an interesting concept. So the first gift that was given was the partridge in a pear tree. And the suggestion is that this represents God, that God is the partridge within that pear tree. The two turtle doves come next, and they are suggested as representing the Old and New Testaments of the Christian Bible. We have the three French hens, who represent the Trinity, God, the Father, the Son and the Holy Spirit. Some also say they may represent the three wise men, and others say that they may represent faith, hope and love. Four calling birds, and that's kind of one of my soapboxes there, in that they are four collie birds, which was the old-fashioned blackbird, old-fashioned word for blackbird, and they are representative of either the four Old Testament prophets, the four horsemen of the apocalypse, or the four Gospels of the New Testament. So it was hard to get any kind of definitive answer on that one, but again, as I say, it's just something that might be of interest. Now, whether we remember all of the items in the 12 days of Christmas, I think we all remember the 5 gold rings. That's something that if we sing that carol, then that's something that we probably belt out, as opposed to some of the other of the later elements that can often be forgotten. And the 5 gold rings are either representative of the 5 senses, or they represent the first 5 books of the Bible that actually talk about man's fall from grace. I think the other interesting thing is that originally the 5 gold rings were referring to 5 ringed birds, like collared doves, so that actually the first 5 elements of the song were all birds. 6 geese a laying is said to represent the 6 days of creation, and then we come to 7 swans a swimming, who are said to represent the 7 liberal arts that were around in medieval universities, and they were said to be the arts that people needed to know in order to take part in civic life. So grammar, rhetoric, logic, arithmetic, geometry, theory of music and astronomy were all part of those. They would be classed as the 7 liberal arts, 7 classical liberal arts. Alternatively, they could also be said to represent the 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit, and those gifts are wisdom, understanding, counsel, knowledge, fortitude, piety and fear of the Lord. Next we come to the 8 Maids of Milking, said to represent the 8 Beatitudes of Jesus' teaching on happiness. So what we have are: blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are they that mourn, blessed are the meek, blessed are they who hunger and thirst, blessed are they who are merciful, pure in heart, blessed are the peacemakers. And I'm sorry, I couldn't resist the little snip there from Life of Brian, and blessed are the persecuted for righteousness' sake. Number 9, 9 ladies dancing, is said to represent the 9 muses of Greek mythology. So we have here the history, poetry, music, tragedy, sacred poetry, dance, comedy. But also there is an alternative that suggests that the 7 muses are gentleness, faithfulness, self-control, peace, patience, kindness and goodness. Next we have the 10 Lords a-leaping. This is said to represent the 10 Commandments that are in Exodus 20 in the Bible, for those of you that want to go and have a look. I'm not going to read them out here, but as you can kind of find your own rabbit holes on the internet and find out what the 10 Commandments are, but they are represented here if you want to pause it. The 11 Pipers piping, they are said to represent the 11 faithful disciples of Jesus. So bearing in mind Judas Iscariot would have been the 12th and was not faithful, and therefore the 11 represents the 11 faithful. And finally, 12 drummers drumming. Again, there is suggestion that the 12 disciples of Jesus are represented within this, but also there is a representation, some place of the internet, where the 12 points of the Apostles' Creed, or the Christian statement of belief, is represented there. And again, I'm not going to do that here, but it's something you can Google and find some rabbit holes to go down if you want to find out a bit more about those. So that makes 364 gifts in total, if you can imagine that. But as I say right at the end here, this is what we have from Snopes.com, which is basically dispelling the myth that it has anything to do with tenets of faith or learning how to be a Christian, or even some sort of secretive message in song. And so that's worth a look, to go and have a look on Snopes.com. It's always worth checking out anything on there just to see whether something's true or not. So as I say, it's not really true, but it's not really not true either. It's just up there on the internet, and it's quite interesting reading. And if it kind of promotes an interesting read for you to go and find out more information, then that's fine. So thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a Merry Christmas.